Nina Harrison and her son, Dorian, are eating at a roadside diner. She takes out a camcorder from her purse and starts video shooting. A white cop, Christopher Lasky, enters the diner and orders chicken. Nina records Dorian, accidentally spilling sauce on his t-shirt. Lasky gives a look to Nina and Dorian. Dorian asks Nina to rewind the tape and record over it, since he doesn't want this to end up on Facebook. As soon as Nina presses the rewind button, time starts to rewind. Nina dismisses it as an intense déjà vu. While driving on the highway, Dorian wants to visit his uncle, Neil Harrison. Nina refuses, since they are not on good terms. Nina tells him that it took a lot for her to get out. She doesn't want to look back now. Dorian picks up the camcorder and starts recording his mom. They are pulled over by a police car. Lasky arrives and tells them that he pulled them over for going too fast. He was also operating a handheld device while driving. He notices the camera still recording and tries to turn it off. Nina takes the camera and accidentally presses the rewind button. Perplexed, she asks Dorian about the cop. He doesn't know anything about a cop. She asks him to pull over. She gets out. Lasky arrives. Dorian asks Lasky for help. Lasky says that his vehicle is in violation of the state code, as some part of the car is still on the road, and asks him to reposition his vehicle. Dorian says he needs to take his mom to hospital, and gets angry at the cop. Lasky tries to tase him, but Nina presses the rewind button. They are back at the diner. Lasky is giving a look to them. Nina takes Dorian and leaves. This time, she is the one who's driving. She takes a separate path to college. She wants to find a motel and get off the road. They stay at a hotel and watch the lottery. Dorian leaves to get some snacks. Lasky arrives and asks for identification from both Nina and Dorian. Dorian refuses, saying there's no sufficient grounds. Lasky says that they got a 911 call about a noise complaint from this room. Lasky notices the camera in Nina's hands and asks her to put it down. In the confusion that ensues, Lasky tackles Dorian and tries to tase him, but Nina hits the rewind button. They are now back at the diner. She goes over to Lasky and introduces herself. Lasky refuses to shake hands for having a holstered weapon. She buys him an apple pie for his service. Lasky asks her if they have met before, since she knew his name, but he can't remember her, and he remembers everyone like her. She says that she is just passing through. Her son is a film major, and today is his first day in college. Lasky gives a look to her son. Seeing his wedding ring, Nina asks him about his wife, but he dodges the question. He thanks her for the apple pie and gets up to leave, but then returns and asks her about the car they own. She tells him that she worked hard for it and to get her son to college. He tells her to drive safe and leaves. Lasky sits outside, waiting for them. He asks her for her license, registration, and proof of ownership for the vehicle. She starts getting angry. He notices the camera and asks her to put it down. Dorian takes out his phone to show a photo of the pink slip, but Lasky shoots him. Nina, shocked, drops the camera. She is at the hospital next. A doctor arrives and asks to identify her son's body. She asks for her camera before leaving. The doctor gives her camera back. She hits the rewind button. They are back at the diner again. She tries to leave immediately, but meets Lasky on her way out. He gets suspicious of them. Nina starts crying while driving. They stop, and she tells him everything. He tells her that they need to go to his uncle's house, that being the only way, they haven't tried. They go and meet up with him. Nina catches up with Neil. She tells him about the camcorder. She also tells him about the cop and how he keeps getting after them. Neil tells her that he believes her and decides to help her. He shows them underground tunnels to escape Lasky. Lasky arrives in the neighborhood. Neil, Dorian, and Nina travel through the tunnels and reach the college. Lasky arrives and stops the three. They start running, but Lasky pulls out the gun. Neil takes a stand against him, and so does Nina. More cops arrive. Nina pulls out her camera. Dorian asks her to rewind it and try again. Nina refuses and starts recording instead. Everyone at the college pulls out their phones and start recording. Nina tells Lasky that he has crossed the line by harassing them and abusing authority. She tells him that now, her son will cross the gate of the college. Lasky and all the cops, afraid of the crowd, pulls their gun down. Dorian enters the college, and Lasky leaves. Some time later, Nina is recording Dorian with his daughter. Dorian asks her to stop, saying that it's been 10 years. Dorian's daughter accidentally breaks the camcorder. Nina panics, but Dorian tells her to let it go. The episode ends with Dorian leaving to get ice cream for his daughter, and Nina watching the door anxiously while a cop car siren is heard. Like and subscribe for more videos like this.